You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your number one source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Gene. Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Supernatural After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Supernatural After Show.
Oh, yeah. We're going to have to carry on
with our recap.
Yes.
I love that.
You know it's a Supernatural season finale when they play this song to catch us up on everything that's been going on this season. Welcome to AFTERBUZZ TV. I am Tom Connolly, and sitting across from me, Lyndsey Wegner. How you doing, Lyndsey?
Hi, Tom. I'm much better now than I was about an hour ago
Okay.
when we finished watching the show.
Yeah, you're not,
I can talk
you
now.
don't sound like,
I can
something
talk
was gonna,
again. I was
you know.
screaming. I spent the majority of the show rolling my chair in the trailer and screaming.
I think the neighbors were called.
Yeah, I think the neighbors were. The
Or
neighbors
or
called
at
the
least
police.
were maybe scared a little bit,
Yeah.
thinking, what's going on in that over there?
Yeah.
So, season 9, episode 23, the season finale. Do you believe in miracles? Did miracles happen in this episode?
Miracles happened, but worse things happened than miracles.
Yeah.
Scary things.
I liked them, though.
I like them too. We called it.
Yeah. We called this weeks ago. We were good. We were right on this. I'm happy that I'm kind of glad that we, at least called what was happening.
Are at least into the show enough to be able to figure out kind of what's going on and where it's going to go to.
You hear that, Supernatural writers? We know what's going on already. Weeks in advance. Mm-hmm. We're good.
And there were 2 roles that I could have been cast in this episode.
Yes, you could have.
Could have been the massage. Well, the massage therapist was really hot. But then the waitress,
Yep.
you guys really got to get a hold of me. I've got some free time.
Yes. We're done doing this now?
Yeah, we're done doing this right now for a few months. I've got some free time. Feel free to call me. It'd be great. Check me out on YouTube.
That'd be awesome. That'd be so cool if you were in an episode. And then you
I'd
could
be
talk
so
about it.
excited to be hosting for AfterBuzz and talking about Supernatural and be on the show. That'd be like a dream come true.
That'd be sweet. So let's get to the episode.
Yes.
Lots going on. We find out really fast that, Gadreel is not dead. I was kind of surprised by it. I thought Dean was trying to get his grace out of him. He wasn't. And I didn't like that they were pulling him off of him, pulling Dean away from Gadreel so fast and just trying to stop him when they knew. I get, Sam and Cass wanted him around to help them, but I don't know. It was a weird part of them just, not even checking on Gadreel and just leaving him in that room.
I agree with you. He shouldn't have cut Gadreel at all. And then Gadreel helped him, and Sam, they locked Dean up anyway just to keep him away. I don't know.
Yeah.
I felt that was an awkward just area that they had to, I guess, do last episode because they had to leave us wondering if they were going to get the grace or not.
Yeah. Yeah, or at least leave us with Dean showing that Dean is really going berserk with this knife, needing to kill. But I mean, it got them to where they needed to get Dean locked away. It got us to that point, which I think was good. It made sense after when we see them locking him, in the dungeon in the bunker, and Dean, being by himself down there.
But why would Gadreel try and escape then?
Well, I think he thought maybe Dean was going to come back to finish him off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but if Sam and Cass have pulled him off of them, wouldn't they think that they were protecting him for a reason? Wouldn't he think that they were for sure protecting him?
Well, yeah, but I mean, Dean could just escape and go after them anyway. So I don't know. I think he was just trying to get out of there. I think he came there, for help, to help them. And if you walk in, and you listen, guys, I know I've done some bad things, but I really want to help you. And then some guy that you're gonna help just comes out and just tries to kill you. I'd be like, I'm leaving. I'd be like, I'm sorry,
Okay,
I tried to
yes.
help. I'm just gonna leave
Yes.
now. So he leaves. They end up finding him in this field. Cass heals him using part of his grace, and we find out that Metatron's plan is he's going he's not really going after humanity, but he's going to kind of, control humanity. I'm guessing. What is that? What he wants to do?
He just wants to just take over.
Yeah, like he just wants to be God.
Mm-hmm. He just wants to play God.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if play. He wants to be God.
Yeah. Wait a second. Now here's another question then. Why wouldn't, if Gadreel was healed by Cass, why couldn't Cass take some of Gadreel's grace? Or why didn't Gadreel just give him his grace?
Well, I think because remember when Cass took it before, like he like slit that guy's throat and he like, absorbed it. I think he needs to kind of. I don't think you can just take a little bit of grace from someone. I think you need to take it all.
He needs
that's
to
my
kill the
guess.
guy for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my guess of like how he gets it. And it did we saw Metatron with one of his angel followers, and he's like, Metatron, God, 1 second, please. That guy's awesome. Metatron is one of my favorite characters. 'Cause he's just, I don't know. He adds so much humor into the show where you don't really get, you get little one-liners from Sam and Dean and Crowley, but his whole just being in this show is just to have a good, he's there to have a good time. He wants to, control, be God, and he wants everyone to love him and, show the humans that he can be a loving God that according to him God was not when but also where is God?
Yeah, where is the real God? What
I don't
happened
know.
to him?
We've never seen. The only person that was apparently him was his name was Chuck, and he was writing all the supernatural Winchester books. And he just kind of disappeared into thin air one day.
So are they just saying there basically was no God, and they have talked badly about him, so we only see the fallout of not having a God?
Yeah,
Okay.
like basically he's gone, flew the coop, has not been around. None of the angels have seen him in forever. None of the nobody's seen him in forever, so he's been gone. So that's why there's always like a fight over heaven. But Metatron uses the angel radio so that all the angels can hear him, and he says he lets them know that he's going on a trip and that heaven's doors will be locked again until he returns, which I think is if you're the angels, you'd be like, you're locking the doors? Like, why are you locking the doors? Where are you going?
They can't get up there anyway, can they?
Well, they're all back up there. Yeah. I mean, he brought them back up because they all went with him last week.
Wait. Okay, I totally missed that.
Yeah, when they all left Cass, they all went back to heaven with.
So
with
all the
Metatron.
people on Earth are just a few. There's just a few angels now.
I'm guessing.
Okay, wow, totally missed that. I'm sorry, guys. Wow.
Well, they didn't really. They just showed them leaving Cass, but then when they showed that office of like them all in there and like Hannah and the other girl with dark hair, like they're all back in heaven, like working for Metatron.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, once they turned on Cass, they went back, and he allowed them to come back to heaven.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. So we see Crowley getting a massage. In that part you should have been in. And as Dean is locked in the dungeon, he calls for Crowley, the only person he can, trust to let him out or, help him escape, which Crowley does help him escape to get the blade, to get out of the dungeon.
And also explain a little bit of what's going on. Telling him that
because we saw Dean
the side
Dean
effects. These
throwing,
are
or
Dean is
puking
throwing blood.
Yeah,
spitting up blood, and Crowley's saying Dean needs to kill because of the mark of Cain, and when he doesn't kill, he's going to get sick. And the more sick he gets, or he's going to die. And this is a side effect of the mark of Cain. And the more you kill, the better you feel.
Yeah.
If you don't kill, then you're going to get sick or die.
And he said that because, Dean was like, well, Cain had Cain hasn't killed in a while. Why can't I? But he was like, well, Cain was a demon, so his body could handle it. Your body can't because you're just a human, which adds so much to the end of the episode. And then Sam finds that Dean has escaped. Sam is pissed, but Metatron and Cass know that Dean is their only hope to stopping Metatron. They need Dean as much as they're pissed that Dean has gotten away from them. They need him to take out Metatron, because if not, then Metatron will become God, and there's nobody else that can take him out. And then we see little snippets of Metatron going around healing people. The girl gets hit by a car. He comes up and heals her. Video, in this day and age.
It goes viral.
Exactly. So one of the most, I think, important scenes here in this episode was Dean and Crowley. They go into a restaurant. Dean tries to, get an update on where Metatron is. Mm-hmm. And Dean says, oh, he's not hungry. He's just going to get some coffee. And Crowley just kind of is like, what do you mean you're only going to get coffee? You eat all the time.
You tip a nickel on
on
a coffee.
And Crowley lets Dean know that he's kicked the human blood. So now he's full metal douchebag again. I really like that line from Dean. And Crowley was trying to get across to Dean about how hell is complicated. Mm-hmm. And Dean's like, no, it's not complicated. If you do bad things, you go to hell. I think that's what Dean was saying.
Yes.
And, Dean orders a burger, which he loves, but yet they go to leave, and he's like, no, I'm not going to eat it. I'm not hungry. And Crowley just gets this look like,
He knows something's up.
Yeah. Yeah, that was interesting. I mean, it wasn't, people watching was like, oh, that's a nod of like, Dean loves hamburgers. He loves cheeseburgers. He eats them all the time. And now he's suddenly not having an appetite for this stuff. Like, what's going on? And I felt like watching it. I feel like I'd have to go back and watch it again. But I'm trying to remember what scene it was. I feel like it was when Dean was calling on Crowley. Like, I don't know if it was just me just watching it, but I felt like there was some kind of special effect they were doing with his face. Like, his face almost looked like it was changing a little bit.
Maybe you're right. There definitely was something going on with his face, and just a different facial expression than we've seen from Dean. Mm-hmm. And I felt like that through the whole episode, actually. I noticed that little bits and pieces.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if they were trying to, like, if they did something little to it, like just of the, some little special effect to kind of let you know something was going on, like hinting it earlier in the episode.
Well, so we also know, though, that they have to get this angel tablet, right? Mm-hmm. Because if they get the angel tablet, that breaks the bond between Metatron becoming God, right?
Yeah.
And if they break the tablet or get the tablet, then that means that he's just an angel.
Yes.
And he has no control, right?
Well, yeah, he wouldn't be power. Metatron is basically getting his extra powers from he finally figured out how to use the tablet, which, I'll get into that when we get the tablet later. And then we see, Cass and Gadreel working together. Really odd pairing of two people to work together, since they haven't, obviously haven't been getting along this season. And, Cass says, oh, well, I'll just be a hostage so you can get me up to heaven. And I was like, I mean, that'll work, but it just Cass came way too easily. He didn't have any marks on his face. He didn't look like he was in a fight. It looked like Gadreel came out and said, here's some handcuffs. Oh, look I found Castiel. Like, I'm going to bring him to heaven. But they go to this park. They go to like this, secret door to get into heaven. They get in.
It's guarded by Asariel and Piara.
Yeah. Which it was just a little girl and like her mom. Or, yeah, two random
people
angels.
that they trusted, though, that Metatron has trusted.
Yes, definitely, yeah. Mm-hmm. So they let them in. Hannah is there. They say, oh, go into, Metatron's office. He'll be right with you. And they should have known right away that was not a good place to go. Because why would they just be like, yeah, just go and take Castiel into his office where all of his secrets are hidden and everything else. But they walk in there and suddenly it's not his office. They get put into Heaven's jail, which is probably not a good place to be. No, do you think they're nicer in Heaven's jail
than Hell's jail? I'll take Heaven's jail.
Yeah, I would too. Yeah, but I feel like Heaven's jail, you probably just sit there and do nothing. Like you probably don't. I don't know. Hell would obviously be way worse. But yeah, I just feel like it's like what's so bad about being in jail in heaven? I mean, I guess you don't get to do anything fun.
You're not
obviously,
getting out. Yeah, you're not going anywhere. You're probably constant prayer.
I don't know. I feel like it's a weird thing to say. Oh well, heaven has a jail because you just really wouldn't think that, right?
No, I would never assume heaven. I feel like heaven is all good.
Yeah,
there can't be any sort of jail. Why would they keep anybody bad in heaven?
I don't know. Well, I think it's just a matter of like why Gadreel was there was because he did something wrong, but they wanted to kind of keep track of him still, so keep him under lockdown, and not just be like, oh, here you go, you're just gonna go to heaven or go to hell. So I think that's why they have it, but it is a weird kind of concept to have. But we see Metatron is, healing. He finds some homeless people. He heals this guy of his diabetes. He's gathering his human followers now. He's getting humanity on his side. And they end up killing an angel for him.
Who is speaking out, trying to tell them the truth and get them to understand what his real motives.
And they were having none of it.
No.
They were like, no.
He's the Messiah.
Yeah, yeah. I like that. He was like, the girl's like, he's a miracle worker. And the other guy's like, he's a Messiah. He's like, better. Like, waiting for him to be like, he's God. But they did not, they didn't say that. And he was like, they love me. They really love me. He had like the best lines in this episode.
Yeah, he did. There was some great writing for him in this episode for sure.
And then we see Dean and Crowley show up to meet up with Sam. And they kind of had a little heart-to-heart, Sam and Dean. Sam telling Dean, I have to wake up every night to see my hands killing Kevin.
That was hard
to
hear and watch, and I hope Dean had some sort of understanding at that point how difficult it's been for him.
Yeah, because he says, Cass and Gadreel are, putting their ass on the line for you, trying to get us the tablet. And Dean he was more sympathetic towards Sam, not towards Cass and Gadreel. He was kind of like, well, okay, well, that's good. I guess they're, I'm glad they're helping me, but they're not, I think he just has that hatred for Gadreel because he lied to them from the beginning, wasn't straightforward with them.
Even Sam blamed that on him, saying, you allowed him to do this.
Which
you lied to me, you did all this, which we talked about from the beginning.
Yeah.
There were so many lies between Dean and Sam, which is normal.
Yeah.
But like from the first episode, that, having the Gadreel trying to heal Sam. And Dean knew about it. Dean made that decision.
Yeah, I mean, when you look back at, I feel like now that we've seen this whole season, like this has been, Dean has set this up from the beginning. Like he was the one that started this, making all the bad decisions to get him to where he is now. So
he's dug his own grave right now.
Yeah. Does he have a grave? I don't know if he does now. We'll get to it. But yeah, they and Dean just tells Crowley to leave. Like, we don't need you anymore. Get out of here. And because Crowley was kind of saying, oh, I just want to live an easy, normal life, kind of thing. Like, I'm, when he was saying he's, hell's complicated. Like, he was kind of just like, I think we should just kind of don't you want to walk away from all this and just be done with it?
You can't trust that.
Yeah. No.
He's been Winchestered.
Exactly. And Dean was kind of like, no, I'm not going to walk away from this. This is what I do. So, but I think there's also been tests along the way for Dean with Crowley. Like, he's been testing him this whole season too. And I think that was a test of him saying, thinking, well, could Dean Winchester just walk away from this? Or could he just, have to keep killing like he has to stay alive now? I don't know. It's kind of like all up in the air. But they've tracked down Metatron. Dean and Sam, talk again. They're kind of like, oh, I don't want to fight. Sam's like, I don't want to fight. We know what's been going on. I don't want to fight anymore.
And we know where that's going to lead to.
Yes. And
Sam, you can't come along.
Yeah.
You can't sit with us.
Yes. Dean knocks out Sam and says, sorry, brother, this is not your fight. Which he takes a blade. Yeah.
Just know there's going to be trouble when I see this. I'm sitting there squirming, going, oh, gosh.
Did you think he was going to stab him or no? Or do you think he was...
No.
No.
I knew he wasn't going to stab Sam. But I knew that there was going to be trouble because, the last time they separated, Abaddon was killed. And, Sam had to kind of stop that from going on. So I knew there was going to be some sort of major...
I couldn't tell, because you could see that Dean was kind of like, he needed to get his fix, and there was nobody else really around at the time. But, he can control it enough to where he knew he was there to kill Metatron, not, take out Sam. But I just thought, I was like, that. I mean, to me, that would be a crazy shock of like, if he needed his fix and Sam's the only one around.
That's why Lyndsey wouldn't have been able to tell us last week when she was here with us.
Oh, that would have been a crazy.
That was way too
crazy
much.
Spoiler. Then we find, we go back to Cass and Gadreel. Gadreel ends up sacrificing himself, kind of like all the other angels were doing last week, which is able to, get Cass out of his cell because he destroyed the cells in the jail cells in heaven. And Cass is able to get to Metatron's office. And then as he's getting into the office, he's trying to find the tablet. And then finally we get the showdown we've been waiting for. Metatron versus Dean. What'd you think of it?
I like this a lot better than last week. Was it last week with Abaddon or the week before?
The week before?
The week before they killed Abaddon, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
I liked it better than that because I felt like there wasn't enough build up for it. And then it just kind of was like, meh. It just left me feeling a little bit unfulfilled in the death. This fight, I was on the edge of my seat the whole time. I definitely felt it, but I thought that the fight would be a little bit more even. I didn't think Metatron would be kicking the crap out of Dean.
Yeah,
I did not think that was going to be. What did you think?
Well, yeah, I thought it would kind of be more even, especially because Dean had the blade. He has that extra kind of power.
We know Metatron has the power too, though.
Yeah. But yeah,
I thought it would be a little bit more evenly matched, and it wasn't.
No, it wasn't at all. Metatron kicked Dean's ass.
Yeah.
He beat the crap out of him. And Metatron was even taunting him, just being like, oh, the big blade and that douche tribal tat, it gave you some super juice, but it still wasn't enough for him to fight. And he knocks the blade out of Dean's hand. Dean uses the force to get it back into his hand. And as he's about to stab him,
we find out that the angel tablet gets broken.
It does get broken, yes. Sorry, I forgot about that. Yes.
Hold on, I'm just delaying it so people understand what I was going through in that moment. Because Sam shows up.
Yes, Sam shows up just in time to see Metatron pull out his angel blade and stab Dean right in the chest.
And that's when I screamed.
Yes. The cops are called. Everyone's all right.
And Sam watches.
Sam watches
as
Dean
Metatron literally stabs Dean.
Yes. And as Sam goes to go after Metatron disappears right away back to heaven where Cass is sitting in his chair trying, and we see the tablet is broken on the ground. And Metatron kind of, he says, you broke this tablet and you didn't do it to save anybody else but one human, Dean Winchester, but you couldn't even save him. And as Cass, gets that look in his face,
oh my gosh,
oh crap, like what did I do? He gets cuffed into
Handcuffed.
the cuffs coming out of the chair. So Cass is stuck, and Metatron's like, well, kind of the only thing to do now is just get rid of you because Gadreel's gone. Anybody that knows what I'm doing.
Yeah, Gadreel sacrificed himself.
Yeah. Anybody that knows what I'm doing is you and these Winchester boys. I killed one of the Winchesters. Gadreel's out of here too. So all I really need to do is take care of you. And all these stupid angels will definitely do anything that I want them to do because they will follow me. And I'll just say that you were the one that were, trying to plant all these bad seeds about me in their mind. And Cass says, oh, but guess what?
Wait. Before you get to that.
Yes.
Tell me, did you think
yes.
they were going to kill Cass?
Oh, no.
You knew that Cass was going to live?
Well, I feel like he could. It's so hard on this show because so many people die and come back.
Okay, that's
so
true.
I mean, Cass has died I feel like it's been 7 times now. So I don't think.
You didn't think he'd permanently be gone?
No.
Okay.
No, if anything, no.
Now, you called the next part. You can go ahead now and finish.
Cass had the angel radio on, which I said it from right when he started talking.
Like, I hope he has the angel radio on.
Talking about, all these stupid angels, they're going to follow me to whatever I want them to do. And then as, he sees that the radio's on, all the angels rush in. They didn't really attack him, though. Just kind of handcuffed him.
Just kind
I don't know. I think we were still in
I was
shock
still
about,
reeling from
about
Dean. I was really upset about this. There were like tears in my eyes.
But yeah, so they take him away. They put him into heaven jail, which, I mean, he's a very powerful angel.
You asked how he couldn't get out of that.
Yeah, I mean, don't you think?
Because he's just an angel. He's not God. The tablet's broken now.
I know, but he's still. I feel like he would have. I don't know.
We'll find out.
Exactly. At least I like that the character's still around. I like that they didn't just kill him off and get rid of him. I like that he's still around. He can be around next season, hopefully, causing some more trouble. And Hannah says to Cass, "Oh, I knew you were a leader the whole time." And Cass is like, "I'm not a leader. I just want to be an angel. I don't want to be anything else." Like Cass is basically like, "I'm sick of being in charge of your people. I just want to go help humans, please." But she does say, Cass will die if he doesn't get his grace. So I think, that's another question for next season that we'll have to figure out of like
who he's going to kill to get the grace.
Yeah, or can he get his own grace back now?
He could kill Metatron.
He could. He should have.
His grace.
Yeah, but it's still I feel like Metatron offered him, infinite grace. There's got to be a way Cass can get that.
Yeah, there's a way that it has to be able to come back.
Yeah.
Well, the next part was one of my favorite parts.
Yeah, so Sam, picks up Dean. They made it look like Dean died right away, but he didn't. He was still clean,
conscious.
Yes, he was still alive. Sam picks him up, or he's talking to him, and Dean's like, I think this is the best way for this to happen. I didn't like what the mark was making me do. I didn't like that person I was becoming. And then, this line by Dean, he was like, I'm proud of us. That's one of those lines where you're like, wow, that was a good line, him saying that to...
Giving up and letting go.
Yeah, and just saying, I'm proud of what we've done. I'm, kind of like, I love you. You're my brother. We've been through all this stuff.
I'm getting teary-eyed right now about it.
And after,
Thank you.
And that's kind of, the last words we hear from Dean Winchester. And then he dies in Sam's arms. Sam cries. Then we see, back at the bunker.
He's actually dead. He's laying in a bed. He's dead.
Yes.
Sam is drinking. He's going to drink his life away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sam's upset. And then Sam, goes downstairs and says, the one person that can help him is that damn Crowley.
We knew it was coming.
So he goes to, do the seance to summon Crowley. But, which first you couldn't tell at first. You see Dean lying in bed, and you see Crowley in the doorway. And at first you're like, well, did Sam just call him? Or did he just show up?
Or is this a dream?
No, I wasn't thinking that.
Oh, I thought that it could potentially be a dream.
I was just thinking, I couldn't tell
the way
if
he
Sam
was talking.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if Sam was the one that, if this was like after this Sam calling him and he just showed up right there at Dean's bed. But, Crowley, I like that it was explained right away that Crowley, makes it known. He's like, your brother, Sam wants me to bring you back to life, which is so expected of you Winchesters. Like, this is how many times have we seen this over and over again of like, one of them dies or something happens to them and they're like, I'm going to make a deal with someone.
Make a deal with the devil.
Exactly. Get me a crossroads demon. Oh, you know what I mean? So many times of, how can we be together, which is kind of good for Sam because he is making that sacrifice of whatever he was going to do. He kind of at the beginning of the season he wanted to die himself, and Dean would not let him. Now it's completely flipped of like Dean's dead and I want to bring him back.
And Sam doesn't want to let him go. We see it finally a side of him saying, well, wait, I can't live without him. Where we're so used to seeing Dean being that person, giving you that emotion and that feeling and saying, I can't be without you, Sammy. And right now it is flipped. Yeah. And it's a nice juxtaposition.
Which, I mean, yeah, because in this first episode of this season, Sam wanted to die. Sam was fine with dying and moving on and being done with it. And then Dean was the one that brought him back. So Crowley, and Crowley says, I didn't know that you would die, that Dean would die, but he never lied to Dean about the mark.
Yeah, he didn't know what was going to happen with the mark, but he never thought he would die because of it.
And then he tells him the story that, Cain apparently couldn't deal with the killing anymore, so he took his own life, but the mark never let him go.
It would not accept death.
Yes, it wouldn't. So he takes the blade out, he puts it in Dean's hand and lays it on Dean's chest. And he's, he tells him, he's like, what you're feeling right now, it's not death, it's a new life, a new kind of life. He says, open your eyes, see what I see, feel what I feel, and let's go take a howl at the moon. And Dean opens his eyes.
Oh my God, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh.
Dead black. And now we have Demon Dean is alive in Supernatural.
You knew it was going to happen, right?
Well, we did say he was going to become a demon. I didn't think it was going to become that way, but
exactly.
that's how it ends.
I don't think we knew how it was going to, we don't think either of us planned that would be the way that it happened.
No.
But I think both of us knew that was going to happen. And that's the way it ends.
Yes.
You're right.
It was an awesome way to end, but I have tons of questions because okay.
Of course.
All right, Dean died. If you're Sam, who's the first person you're going to call? Not Ghostbusters, but okay. I would call Cass, wouldn't you?
I was going to say Cass.
But I don't know why he didn't. I find that weird.
Because they told Crowley to leave, and I think that Cass knew, or Dean, I think Sam knew that Dean and Crowley had been working together and knew more about the Mark of Cain.
Yeah, he did say Crowley was the one who got him into it.
So I think he was just going with the person that could actually fix this or knew the most about the situation.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, it does make sense. It does make sense that way. But it's just one of those where like Cass knew Dean died, but didn't come back down right away to check
see
on
what
him.
was going on or happening or how this was going to affect him or what Crowley was saying. I mean, maybe that's it. First off, we do not know the deal Sam made with Crowley.
No, I don't.
To do that. You don't think he made a deal?
No, because Crowley said he was like, he's like, as I sit here, your brother's trying to call me, trying to summon me to make the deal with me to bring you back to life. So he didn't make a deal with him yet.
He didn't make a deal.
No. That's why I was like, I couldn't tell if it was like Crowley made it very clear that he hasn't gone to Sam yet. So I feel like that's where next season picks up with him going to Sam and going, oh, you want to make a deal with me? This is what our deal's going to be, or something along those lines to keep And does Dean come back and does he act human? Does he act like a demon? And Crowley did say the reason why he knew, that things were changing in Dean was that he knew that because he didn't eat his cheeseburger. That was when he knew that something was different in Dean and that he was completely making this full change into a demon. I don't know. It was crazy. It was awesome.
It was crazy. It was an awesome, amazing, emotional roller coaster of an episode.
Yeah. I'm excited for next season.
I'm very excited for next season, especially knowing it's the final season.
Yeah.
So all these loose ends need to be tied up or ended or.
I still think we're right. I think
we're right too.
I think. Oh, we'll get. Do you want to go into predictions for next season?
Sure. Let's go into predictions for next season.
And now your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Do you want to go first?
Sure.
Okay.
I think that they're gonna give all of next season to Sam coming to terms with the fact that Dean is going to be a demon and is going to be against him. And I think that episode, that season is basically going to be the two of them being different and maybe still trying to be family and figuring out that they can't, that they do need to separate. But I think they're going to both try, and I think we obviously kept seeing this season, especially once the blade came into effect, how much Sam didn't want Dean to use the blade.
Yeah.
So I feel like now that he's a demon, Sam's not going to want him to do bad. And Dean has already admitted he's proud of him. He's let go of things. He was willing to die. So I just think that next season is going to be the fight between the two of them
Yeah.
to either gain power and separate and go their own way.
Yeah, I think it. I mean, the whole show has been leading up to. I mean, I really like where it's going now. I really like to see. I think it's definitely going to be, Dean versus Sam, which we haven't seen. We've seen little bits of it, but nothing to this effect of where like Dean's not human anymore. He's a demon. Like they've been possessed by demons before, but they've never been full blown. Yeah, full blown demon for, Can he go back to being? Well, he kind of can because Crowley was kind of becoming human again earlier this season. So there is a way to reverse it back. So at least they kind of like planted those seeds before. So if they want,
they can
kind of find a way to get Dean to be back. But I don't know. I really want this show to end with. I think it ends with Dean using the blade and sacrificing Sam, sending Sam up to heaven to live, peacefully as he can, I guess. You know what I mean? But sending Sam to heaven. And Dean become like we said. I mean, Dean is now a knight of hell.
I just thought of something else.
Yes.
So when Dean sends Sam up to heaven, it's also going to be because he's going to have to lead all the angels because Cass is going to end up dying next season.
But I kind of want Sam to. I get what you're saying. I think
Sam's a leader. He has the ability to be a leader, but Cass doesn't want to be.
Yeah.
And so he's going to have to do that.
Yeah. But I kind of wanted Sam to be like dead, like just be in heaven and just be peaceful and not have to be fighting anymore. Like you know what I mean?
I feel like he won't have to fight. I feel like everything will be restored.
Yeah.
Until they come up with like a movie or something.
That'd be nice. A movie would be good.
But I can still. There's going to be a major death, and either it's. I mean, I don't think there's a reason to keep Metatron around. I think he's just going to be bad, and I think Cass will die so that Sam has to take over, and I think they're going to keep Crowley. I hope they keep Crowley.
Yeah, I think he'll be around at least. I mean,
I hope that
he's kind of Dean's boss now. So
yeah, I think that both of them like being in hell, but maybe not killing good people, just killing the bad guys.
Yeah,
I'm hoping. I don't know. There's so much.
Let's get a spin-off of Dean and Cast. Hanging out in hell.
Yeah. Dean and Crowley?
Raises some hell, or Dean and Crowley. Yeah.
I can just think of that 70s theme song. Hanging out down in hell. Only killing the bad people.
Driving around in Dean's car around hell. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
They get to get the circle cam from that 70s show.
And there'd be smoke for another reason. Here,
smoke and fire. Yeah, it'd be good. All right, we got a great spin-off there, so we're good to go.
That's so much going on.
But yeah, that wraps us up here though for Supernatural season 9. On to season 10.
Our first Supernatural here at AfterBuzz.
Yes.
Season complete.
Yes, it was a great season.
It's been an awesome season, an awesome 8-9 months that we've been going on with this and leaving us hanging.
Yeah, so everyone at home, we'll see you guys next fall when this starts up again. So, Lyndsey, where can they find you?
You guys can find me and talk to me about Supernatural and anything else you want on my Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Lyndsey Wegner, which is LYNDSEYWEGNER, or my blog, lyndseywegner.blogspot.com. Or if you really, really miss me that much, you can watch me on Real Housewives of New York, which airs earlier on Tuesday nights. Nice. Tom.
You guys can find me on Twitter at TomTheCom, and you can see me here every Wednesday for WWE Main Event. And yeah, everyone, go online. Leave us comments below. Let us know how much you're going to miss us. We're going to miss you guys each week. So,
a lot.
Yes, a lot. I can't wait to get to talk to you guys again.
Yes, and we'll see you guys in the fall for Supernatural Season 10.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.